Kevin, Shams Charania has now updated that tweet.
Oh, already? From like a minute ago?
Fascinating development. The Mavericks are having renewed Davis trade talks with multiple interested teams.
What?
Sources said. If moved to a playoff contender, the
Then
return
he could
timeline
play.
could allow Davis to return during the postseason while establishing himself for the long term elsewhere.
All right. So I guess that part where I said since they're not going to be in the playoffs, but that is interesting. So, man, that actually...
I love the quote tweet of his own tweet.
Yes.
It's like, update!
Yeah.
Like 8 seconds later.
Look, and they have this thing on CBS Sports called the NBA Hater Report, and Anthony Davis is leading the way, and it said they should have folded their Anthony Davis hand a long time ago while Davis is hurting his trade value and suffering with his legacy. But that is, man, that is interesting. I still wonder what that does to not the math of the contracts, because you have to make the math of the contracts work, but I wonder what that does to the rest of what they would get. You know, does that take a first-round pick off the table from the Hawks, and they're like, hey, we'll just give you the package of the Kennard and KP expiring contracts, and then Risache is the real thing that you get, so you get a young player and salary cap relief for Anthony Davis, who will be out, one would assume, the rest of the regular season, but then potentially be ready to go. Or I wonder if other NBA teams pounce and they're like, well, now the Mavericks got to be selling, what, 20 cents on the dollar or whatever, and maybe we can get that bonus jolt for the playoffs, because it doesn't make as much sense in my mind, I guess, for the Hawks, because the Hawks are fighting to even be in the play-in. So, like, without Anthony Davis, what does that really do for them? I don't know.
Yeah. And so which teams? Well, I guess because, Kevin, this is now a point where the Mavs probably had pie-in-the-sky stuff with the Hawks.
Right.
And now playoff contending teams, you might take lesser from them, or maybe it helps create a market where those can be competitive with each other for teams that are high in the playoffs. That might be a thing where a team feels like, hey, look, we're this one piece over. If we can add this at playoff time, that would put us in that place. We're willing to pay this to go get that championship.
Yeah.
Maybe like Milwaukee.
Look, I am... I'm probably fooling myself. I am hopeful of pretty much any team who wants to take him.
L.A.?
Yeah, that's fine. And I get it. Everyone will be like, what are you trading Luka for? I get
Thunder?
it. But at the the Thunder have all the draft picks. I don't know if that would make
Spurs.
a whole lot of sense. Any team that exists in the NBA that can give us some combination of young players, picks, and or salary cap relief, I'm jumping at it. Because this was the time when you essentially had the deal in place. It sounds like they were in advanced negotiations with the Hawks, and that's one of the reasons the Hawks made the move off of Trae Young. And even then, even when you just needed him to stay healthy for like 2 more weeks, couldn't do it. Not only could he not do it, unfortunately, he couldn't do it to the point where he won't even be back next week. He needs surgery. I get it. I know Anthony Davis is not doing this on purpose, and I'm sure he would love to be out there, but he's not, and he can't. And so I have no idea what you're going to get for him, but if Charania is saying, hey, teams are still interested.
Yeah, I don't think you're getting the Hawks deal. Right?
Yeah, that's.
I think you're now looking at another team that is in the playoffs, a couple of different teams trying to create a market with them and then take what you can from them. Now the thing I don't know is, do they want pick? Do they want salary cap relief? Those are the two things that you're not getting both at this point, I don't think.
Yeah, that feels probably fair. And that's the thing about this whole deal, if he does still get traded, is people are going to be like, I'll give you not pumped up basketball. You have to essentially match the salaries or come close enough within 15%. And by the way, the Mavericks are close enough within the second apron that, they're going to need that salary to be pretty equivalent. And right now, Anthony Davis's salary is $54 million. So could you get a whole bunch of junk that adds up to $45 to $55 million? Yes, that is entirely possible. But if it's junk in which the contract expires, all right.
Yeah, usable junk's important.
Yeah, because otherwise, that makes a lot of sense. Because otherwise, you might be stuck with Anthony Davis at 2 more years and $121 million. Because I know his agent's like, he would love a 4-year extension for $275 million. Yeah, well, who the F is going to give him that now? But he's still under contract through next year, and then he has a player option. If he can't stay healthy, he's going to trigger his player option, and then you'd be stuck with him for 2 years, $121 million, and you can't even get him on the damn court.
Hey, teams out there, give us your usable junk.
Yes. Do you have an expiring contract? I am interested.
And don't forget, Kevin, January 29th, Mark Aguirre bobblehead day.
That's right. Man, I hope people took advantage of that last night.
Oh, I saw people, they were like, oh, you won't. I'm definitely going to get one. Yeah, that thing was awesome. Ro's awesome. He's great.
Yeah, from the 405, Thunder the F up, baby. Well, that's the thing. The Thunder have all of the picks. I would take, if the Thunder had just the worst contracts, but they maybe expired and you get some draft picks from them, hell yeah, I would do that deal. This just absolutely sucks because when it looked like you were on the cusp of making a deal happen, he gets hurt. Now, when you're still moving closer to the trade deadline, we hear that he's going to need surgery. It would effectively end his regular season, and you're in a situation where you might maybe kind of sort of try to trade him to a team that is going to make the playoffs so they can bend you over a barrel and saved it and give you the worst possible value so they can maybe use him in the playoffs.
Yeah.
When I'm sure he'll stay healthy with the new team.
No, he won't.
That just seems to be the way it works, right? Well,
not with him.
This absolutely sucks. Sucks. I'm sorry. We joke about needing nuanced reporting.
And you know what, Kevin? You're right. When you look at the big picture like that, it does. When you eliminate, well, we already screwed that over. What's the next best option? This is the next best option.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed something can happen at all. At all.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, if you're the Mavericks, how is that not the decision that you're making? And do you slow down on Kyrie? But again, we talked about this yesterday. If Kyrie says he's ready to go, feels like it's probably not the best business strategy.
After All-Star break, he's like, let's rock.
It's probably not the best strategy.
We're going to go on a 28-game win streak and
slow down,
slip
buddy.
into the playoffs.
Yeah. From the 972, this Anthony Davis sounds like the worst sports card deal ever. We're asking due to bulk to use. So, like, he's the filler card that you put around the other cards that you're actually sending.
You're like, hey, what about this Diamond Kings Chris Sabo?
Yeah.
I got a stack of them.